We are also headed into the Great American Weekend, Memorial Day weekend, opening up summer. Oh, yeah, the weather is here. And when we think of the Great American Weekend, we think about great Americans. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Sean Mraz, and a guy by the name of Painkiller Pat. Painkiller Pat called us up a couple of months ago and just began ranting on anything and everything. You've heard his drops before, but I don't know if you've ever heard his rant in its entirety. Here it is, the single greatest moment in DA show history here on the CBS Sports Radio Network, Painkiller Pat. Pat's first up in Arizona. He's been hanging on. What's up, Pat?
Hey, Damon.
What's up?
Hey, I'd like to ask you one question about David Bruce. He just screws me up. He just makes me think that you guys have nothing better to do but to downgrade Detroit City. I mean, at worse than Cleveland, we're worse than Mets, we're worse than Oakland. Give me a break. I would rather live in Detroit City than Oakland downtown any day of the week. Yes, Brandon Knight was embarrassed, but he was just doing a switch off on his player didn't get it back in time. And, calling that the best dunk in the century, come on, that's a little bit embarrassing toward Detroit. We're just trying to compete. And
Pat, you got to hang on, man, because you are all over the place. I'm having such a tough time understanding what you're talking about. Now, you're calling from Arizona or Detroit?
Well, I'm going from Arizona, but I'm just tired of Detroit getting such a bad rap. You guys have nothing better to do than just to downgrade Detroit.
No, I got that. I got that the first time. How are we downgrading Detroit?
Saying that Brandon Knight, that was like one of the worst dunks ever on a player. That might have not been the worst dunk on someone that week.
Pat,
God, get a pair.
Pat, this has nothing to do about Detroit. Did you see the dunk?
Did I see the dunk?
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was a normal push-over dunk. Big deal.
Well, you're wrong on that because it wasn't a normal push-over dunk.
Totally wrong, David.
But Pat, we're not talking about whether or not it's okay to live in Detroit versus Oakland. When did you pull that out of your ass?
Why are you even talking about it? You can't even dunk.
Pat, if I gave you a trampoline after your fifth of wild turkey that you've had tonight, do you think you could dunk?
Oh, definitely, yes. Okay. I know I could dunk because I'm an athletic type. I don't have the height, but I can at least talk about how to manage a team. And, yeah, Brandon Knight did the right thing.
Yeah.
And Jordan, he isn't even a superstar. LeBron James, he has so much damn money in his pocket for down in that championship great game in Dallas. Hey, I mean, I don't know what that dude could do with himself.
Now, what payphone are you calling from? Because you must live on a street corner, right?
No, David. I know it sounds funny, and I know you think it's hilarious because you never lived in Detroit, but I did.
I'm not criticizing living in Detroit, Pat. Where did you get this?
Everybody does. Oh, Brandon Knight, the crossover that broke his knees. Oh my God. Like Ray Allen, I don't even know.
Pat, you're certifiably insane. You need to get help. You've got to go to a doctor.
I do, because it's not Detroit. Okay, if it was any other team, they'd be like, okay, big deal, he dumped over the guy. Okay, you can say it's the dunk of the century. All right, that's your opinion. Brandon Knight is a great player. I hope he stays in Detroit his whole career just to stick it in your face.
Pat, can I ask, is it the wild turkey tonight or is it pain medication? Which one are you on?
Listen, it's probably both. But listen, you people in the media,
yes,
you control everything. I mean, these astronomical comebacks. I mean, come on. When a team got a team down like the Celtics tonight, they should have been able to keep them down. But they owe something to LeBron. They owe something to Las Vegas. And they got to let them back in the game.
Now, Pat, do you hold down a job?
Heck, I don't even have a job, Damien. Like, unlike you, who has all these falsities against Detroit. You guys all have it against Detroit, and that's where I'm from, and I take it personally.
No, we got that.
jackasses.
We got that. Now, are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have a dog that you're kicking tonight? What's going on?
Listen, man, I've had a rough one, man. But all I know is I'm a good person. I don't downgrade people like Brandon Knight because he chose to go to Detroit. Detroit decided they were going to have enough cojones to pick them, just like Megatron.
So,
Who's
okay.
the bad guy on the Transformers? Oh, Megatron. He's the bad guy. Oh, of course, call Detroit the bad guy. Of course, call us the bad boys. Yeah, give me a break. Not everybody's bad in Detroit. I'd much rather live in Detroit than Oakland any day, any time of the week.
Why do you keep going back to Oakland? Nobody brought up Oakland.
Because I'm more scared of living in Oakland than I ever would of stepping a foot in Detroit. I've lived in Detroit, but I've never lived in Oakland, and all I know about Oakland is all I hear is about a gang shooting.
Okay.
And I've never been in a gang, and I've lived in Detroit. Well, I've lived in Bluefield Hills, but excuse my little facetious rant, but Bluefield Hills was like top 5 of the
Pat,
metropolitans.
let's get this back on track. So you're unemployed.
What? Listen, Damien, I told you I've had some rough times.
No, I can see. Tonight is one of those rough times.
I'm looking for a job.
Okay, now what do you do, Howard? What are you qualified in?
I do anything and everything, Damien. I got a strong back and a loud mouth. So give me some ammo. You just go against Detroit. And you guys always do. You nitpick me and you take my feathers and you try to pick at Michael, but it'll never work because Michael's above all you.
Who's Michael?
All right.
Who's Michael?
Oh, from the Bible, Michael? You ever heard of Michael, the archangel?
I didn't know that we were referencing the Bible here.
Well, you know, we could always go to the Bible because you guys have a certain way of fixing games. How about LeBron just being tied down by all Mark Cuban's money? I mean, you might as well
Mark
just
Cuban's money? Now, Mark Cuban owns the Mavericks.
Yes, he owns the Mavericks, who should have never won that championship. I don't even know how he got past the Lakers. They were the weakest team of the damn playoffs, and they ended up winning it all. Come on, Damon. Wake up. This isn't all just somebody's – this isn't your little fantasy that you can run into and just say sports is just your little globe that you could just run into. No, this is all fixed. Sports is not what it used to be until Houston. When Houston lost that game, give me a break. Like they could have lost that game.
Which Houston loss?
Houston versus North Carolina State. Give me a break.
So
I watched that game.
We're going back to 83 now. 83.
83, I think that's when the whole
30 years ago.
How many beers ago? Probably 1,000.
No. 30 years ago.
30 years ago, yes. They should have never lost that game.
Okay, listen, Pat. With all due respect, man, I've had you on the phone now here for like 8 minutes. I got to go to break, but I got to tell you, you got to be safe, brother. You cannot mix drinking with pain pills anymore. You're ranting.
You're trying to get this off my chest.
I know you're ranting. You're angry.
Crap.
Just please. You got to be safe, brother. You got to get this back on track because you are a.
What did you do to my sports, brother? You killed my sports. There is no competitive. There's nothing anymore.
I got it, Pat.
The most
you got to rein it in, brother. You got to rein it in because you are coming off as a complete psychopath.
I can't even watch a sporting event without being fixed.
Okay,
Who
all right.
can watch sports like that?
Okay. But listen, Pat, you're nutso. You're off the wagon. You're off the reservation. You're drunk.
I'm not
you're on
off
pain
the
pills.
reservation.
You are something
Fully
is
on
crazy.
it. It's just I decided right now, right here, that I give it a chance to give you guys a little taste of your own medicine.
No, I appreciate that. Look, Pat, I appreciate you calling in, but you got to rein it. You got to go to bed, brother. All right?
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
You have a great show, Damon.
So there was a fork in the road there. And within 45 seconds, we knew that Pat was a ranting maniac, total lunatic. And I took the path less traveled. I said, let me keep him on and let's hear him out. Now, most would have probably cut him off, and maybe I should have cut him off. That's my apologies if you were listening going, DA, drop this ass. Drop him, please. He's making no sense. He's rambling, etc. But I took the road less traveled, and I hope we're better for it, although I'm sure we're not. But I can tell you, Mraz, you now have a full 2 hours and 45 minutes to try to cut up 8 minutes of ranting Pat. Crazy Pat. I mean, I don't know how you're going to get that into a 2-minute fail. I do not. I have no idea. So try to make sense of that. Guys, can we have some type of breathalyzer attached to calling in the show? That would really, really help. Some type of sobriety test, Murad, that you give when people call in. All right, just give me the alphabet backwards, then you can come on. We will get this thing back on track, I promise. You know, listen back to that in its entirety. It's amazing to hear the drops that we use all the time and then use in context. You know, it's almost like I remember watching this game. I've seen this highlight before. Here's where Fisk hits the home run. This is where Kirk Gibson hits it out. I remember this happening here. Here's the deflection that falls into Franco Harris's hands. There's the catch by Dwight Clark. You know it's coming. And then he just drops it.
I don't even have a job, Damien.
You know? It's just too good.
How many beers ago? Probably 1,000.
It's a great American weekend, and we salute Painkiller Pat, a great American in his own right. And the most memorable moment in the DA show's 100 episodes on CBS Sports Radio. When we come back, we'll come back with your phone calls. DA, CBS Sports Radio.